Have you ever had the feeling that you used to trust your instincts more than you do now? Like something feels off, but you're not as sure anymore. You pause. You replay the moment. You wonder if you misunderstood. Sometimes it's not even a big moment. It's something small. You say what you noticed, and the response doesn't quite match what happened. Not clearly wrong, but not fully clear either. You may recognize the moment when something feels off, but you can't fully explain why, and you may notice yourself going back over it, trying to make sense of it. Over time, this can start to feel mentally tiring, and you may find yourself still without a clear answer. This is where the pattern begins to form. Because it doesn't come from one moment, it comes from repetition. A concern that gets dismissed, a detail that gets slightly changed, a conversation that leaves you thinking more, not less. At first, you trust what you notice, but when the same kind of interaction keeps happening, you start adjusting. You explain more. You clarify more. You try to be precise. And slowly, something shifts. The focus moves from what you experienced to whether you explained it correctly. Some people who study relational behavior sometimes describe this as a narcissistic communication pattern when it happens repeatedly, because over time the interaction begins to center more around their version of events, while your experience becomes harder to hold on to clearly. And this creates a subtle change. You don't stop noticing things. You just stop trusting what you notice. If this happens once, it may simply be a misunderstanding, but when this keeps happening, some people begin to recognize a pattern. In healthy conversations, even if there's disagreement, your experience is still part of the conversation. It doesn't disappear. You can still feel steady in what you noticed. But in this pattern, clarity slowly turns into doubt, and doubt slowly turns into hesitation. So instead of saying something felt off, you begin asking, did that even happen the way I think it did? Many people try harder to explain when they feel misunderstood, but when clarity doesn't come, that effort can turn into self-questioning. And that's the part that often goes unnoticed, because it doesn't feel like a single moment. It feels like a gradual shift in how you relate to yourself. If this has been happening to you, that feeling isn't random. It's coming from repeated moments where your experience wasn't held steady. And recognizing that is how clarity begins to come back. If this helped put words to your experience, like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel exists to help you recognize narcissistic and manipulative patterns calmly, clearly, and without blame, so you can trust yourself again. And once your self-trust starts to shift, something else begins to happen. During arguments, it becomes harder to stay grounded in what you know is real. You may notice something small at first, you say something clearly, and somehow it comes back different. Not quite what you said, but close enough to make you pause, and in that moment, you may start questioning yourself again. In the next video, we're going to explain why your words sometimes get twisted during arguments, and how that shift begins. Click here to watch.